Does a tree falling in a forest make a sound if no one is there to hear it? And if an artist exhibits their work and no one goes to see it, is it still considered art? These two thought-provoking questions have been the subject of philosophical debates for centuries. On one side of the debate, the argument is that existence and perception are intrinsically linked. A tree falling in the woods does not make a sound if no one is there to hear it, because sound is a sensory perception, not an inherent property of an event. In the same vein, if an artist exhibits their work and no one goes to see it, some argue it may not be art. The interpretation of art is subjective, dependent on the observer's perception. Without an observer to perceive and interpret it, can it truly be classified as art? On the other side of the debate, there is the stance that existence is independent of perception. A tree falling in the woods does make a sound, whether or not anyone is there to hear it. Sound in this context is defined as vibrations that travel through the air or another medium, which occur regardless of a listener's presence. Similarly, if an artist exhibits their work and no one goes to see it, it remains art. The creation of art is an expression of the artist, independent of an observer's interpretation or even presence. These arguments bring to light the nature of existence and how we perceive the world around us. They prompt us to question whether our perception creates our reality or whether reality exists independent of our perception. In summary, the debate centers around two primary perspectives: the view that existence and perception are intertwined, and the view that existence is independent of perception. The question of the tree falling in the woods addresses the nature of sound and whether it exists without a listener. The question of the exhibited art delves into the nature of art and whether it exists without an observer. These philosophical questions challenge us to scrutinize our understanding of reality and our role within it. They serve as a reminder that our perception of the world is just that, a perception. It may not necessarily reflect the objective truth of existence. In the end, whether a tree falling in the woods makes a sound, or whether an unseen artwork is still art, might just be a matter of personal belief, and that, in itself, is a fascinating reflection on the nature of human perception and belief.